that such horrors, like one man wiping out a whole city's worth of babies, it's those sorts of things that make people wonder, is this God who he says he is? We can easily get tangled up, and we can get into the philosophical discussion of the problem of suffering, and it always seems like it comes back to God who's responsible for this. And it always seems to come back to why also is my life full of pain and suffering? God is responsible. So how can we have a God who allows, if we want to use the soft word, allows all this pain and suffering? Well, Paul has an answer that I think gets us close to the real issue. Paul's answer is, who are you? The question, the God of heaven and earth. And then we get to the real issue, which is this is why we have a real problem. It's because we think that these little brains that are corrupted by sin can comprehend what God has been doing and what God has done. And that is not possible. So we have to constantly be reorienting ourselves to the truth that we do know. Very simple truth. I am a sinner. And every day I sin much. And every day I need a lot of grace and mercy. And God gives it to me. Every single day. He said, look at what I did. Because those children were not all that happened. There was not just a whole bunch of bloodshed. There was God, me, coming to take your flesh, to wash all of this bloodshed away, and to create peace between you and me, to reclaim you who have gone astray day after day. These are the important realities. These are the good pieces of news that we need to constantly be refocusing on. Refocusing. It is men who are responsible for the horrors of the world. It is men who shed the blood. It is men who do unspeakable things to one another. Men are responsible. I am responsible. I am inheriting the punishment for my own sins, for the sins of my parents and for their parents. Passed down to me all of the brokenness. Men, not God. God is the one who comes in mercy and love. God is the one whose patience and forbearance for thousands and thousands of years continue to guide all of this darkness to end in light. That is what has come at Christmas. Heavenly light breaking in on all of this darkness. God said, see me here for you. See me there at the cross, bearing all of that garbage piled up for thousands of years. That is the God that we worship. The God who is love. The God who is continuing to guide your own life because you are his very own child. Of course he's interested in you. Of course he too, as Isaiah said, he in your distress is bearing your distress right along with you. Those are good truths. Those are ones that help us when we get stuck in the muck and the mire and our wheels turn in all the wrong directions and we cannot see how any of this is going in a good direction. That's when it helps to once again take a look at the very big picture. The Scriptures are a very long story. And we see the gentle, guiding hand of God through it all. And we can trust that this guidance, this same God is directing everything towards His beautiful outcome, that He is going to make all things new. And He began to make all things new there in Bethlehem. He's continuing now through you to make all things new and to spread this kingdom through this very simple message. Christ crucified for you. For that sinner who's gonna do it all over again today and is gonna continue to question and doubt that God over and over and over again. And the God who loved you is going to continue to love you and walk with you and strengthen you and guide you. And so God says, take heart. That those sins that you're about to commit today, that we're committing right now, those things I have overcome. And so you can take courage and take heart and walk boldly in confidence and in peace in the midst of your own brokenness, in the midst of a broken world. You can go boldly because it's God who's going to do it. It's God who's going to bring it all to good. And God is going to show this amazing way that only He gets the glory by turning everything upside down. Everything that seems to be broken is the very thing that He uses to fix it. This is the God that we worship, and this is a God who calls us to trust Him. Because He has called you His very own child. It's a simple relationship. Trust. You can commit yourself, commend your whole life, all of it, into His hands. Because we see in Christ His true heart. And we see and follow Christ and commend ourselves to the God who judges justly. So that no matter what we experience today, no matter what the world looks like, no matter what horrors men are going to do to each other today and are doing to each other right now, we can commend all those things also in humility and say, God, glorify yourself in my life. Glorify yourself in the world. I don't see how this is going to work, but I trust you. And He will glorify Himself in your life, in Christ Jesus, and in the church as it walks with Him in His own love and trusting in